to this Bill Cosby stuff, because yesterday we spoke about Don Lemon actually asking a woman who, one of now 15, I think about a half dozen of whom are named, who are public. There's another half dozen who I guess we're going to testify in a legal case. Their names are still undisclosed. But one of these women who have come out talked about the time that she was sexually assaulted by Cosby when she was 19 years old. Don Lemon is actually saying, like, why didn't you think about, biting on his penis in so many words? And, good for her for not saying, you're a horrible human being, Don Lemon. I don't know. But when we talk about why these women who were 19 years old, in some instances, 20 years old, young women who were dealing with one of the biggest megastars at the time, didn't report it at that time or didn't do anything else. Watch this exchange that has just been released by the AP after the interview that Cosby gave to an AP reporter, where Cosby is chastising this AP reporter. Look how meek this guy is around Cosby. A grown man with a huge institution behind him, knowing that there's been multiple other people. In fact, they only released this after the latest, the 15th woman came out. So just think about how intimidated the AP was with a Bill Cosby who's no longer the superstar he was at the peak of his game. Just imagine what a 19-year-old girl who is, sitting in this room with him, that dynamic. So listen to this.
Thank you.
Now, can I get something from you?
What's that?
That none of that will be shown?
I can't promise that myself, but you didn't say anything.
I know I didn't say anything, but I'm asking your integrity that since I didn't want to say anything, but I did answer you in terms of I don't want to say anything, of what value will it have?
I don't think it will.
Ma'am? What'd you say?
Sorry?
What did you say?
I don't think it has any value either.
Yeah.
And I would appreciate it if it was scuttled.
I hear you. I will tell that to my editors, and I think that they will understand.
Well, I think if you want to consider yourself to be serious, that it will not appear anywhere.
Okay. I appreciate what you've asked.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we thought, by the way, because it was AP, that it wouldn't be necessary to go over that question with you.
And we haven't written about this at all in the past 2 months, but they want, my boss is wanting me to ask. And
If you
so-
will just tell your boss, the reason why we didn't say that up front was because we thought that AP had the integrity to not ask.
Listen to the genuflecting by the AP officials. And they genuflected in that they never even released this part of the portion until another person came out. So the idea that any of these women would not have come out at that time, in the absence of other women having come out, with the power dynamic that they're dealing with one of the most famous guys in the country, is completely understandable. And then I like how he browbeats them, like, if you've got integrity as a reporter, you certainly won't report in any fashion on what went on here today.
I want to know why the NPR guy who asked Bill Cosby about it previously, like a couple days before this, why can't any of these reporters say the word rape or sexual assault when asking this question? They all tiptoe around it. You've heard the allegations. Would you like to say something to it? Why can't they just say what it, like, I don't understand what they're like. Why is everyone so scared of this guy? I don't get it.
I mean, from the perspective of, I think in other circumstances, probably you're right. I mean, they would say, like, it's been alleged that you have embezzled some money, or it's been alleged that you fired your producer on the first show of Cosby, something like that. Yeah. I mean, I think there is a little intimidation. And I think too, also, part of it, I think, there was Rebecca Traister had a piece about this, wherein, I think part of it was because of the guy's celebrity, and she argues that no one wanted to talk about it and no one wants to confront him about it because Bill Cosby is such an icon to make Americans feel comfortable about race, and I think that's possible. I mean, it's a different age.
Did you see the 2 different statements he put out? Those are insane.
No.
His people put out a statement, first of all, saying Bill Cosby's not going to dignify any of this. It's all false, blah, 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 blah. And then he must have been contacted by that one woman he settled with in 2006, her attorneys, because then her attorneys and his attorney put out a joint response a couple days later saying, our previous statement, we weren't talking about this girl. I bet like their
agreement probably stipulates something to the effect of like you cannot publicly deny this ever happened.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes,
that's interesting. It's possible. But in the meantime,
we just meant all the others.
Right.
This one. We don't know what happened, but it's settled.
Right. In other words, there's no pattern here. The only thing that we would not deny is that there's a chance that there was a one-off. And so meanwhile, Netflix has dropped their special. NBC has apparently canceled the sitcom.
And TV Land will no longer be showing Cosby Show reruns.